Godfrey reacts to Stephen A. Smith, Jasmine Crockett backlash, and destroys Stephen A. live. It's just a lot of stuff going on. Self-talk is going to tell us about it. It's just a lot of stuff going on right now. If you haven't heard, apparently Jasmine Crockett says some things about Trump. Then Stephen A. got on his show, said some things about Jasmine Crockett. Was he out of line? Let's find out.
Stop falling for the okie doke. Stop believing the lies that they are putting out there and the terrible racist tropes that they are constantly using to rile people up. It is time to recognize that while you thought the enemy was the immigrant, or you thought the enemy was the trans person, or you thought that the enemy was the black folk, or you thought the enemy were the women, when the reality is that the only person that is harming you right now, if you are struggling to make sure that you can pay your bills, if you're struggling to feed your family, if you are struggling to find a job, if you are struggling to keep your business open, or if you're a farmer, while we currently have record level bankruptcies by farmers, it is not any of those people on the list. It is the old white Nepo baby that is sitting in the White House that is causing all the destruction, pain, and problems that you are enduring.
I think she did her job as what a politician would do, right? She went on there, she talked about the sitting president who belongs to the other political party, and she gave her a little rundown. Okay, cool. She's on a talk show. She's supposed to be talking, and okay.
Crockett said about Trump. Stephen A. Smith went to his podcast, Straight Shooter with Stephen A. That's where he talks more about political things and everything like that. That's his show on Sirius XM, right? So
yo, why do I feel like this is a side note. Why do I feel like Stephen A. Smith keep ending up in BS? He keep ending up in bull. Like, is he beefing with like everybody? Like, why every time I turn around, Stephen A. Smith got a beef with somebody? And Stephen A. Smith, you probably having a hard time because you keep trying to play both sides of the political thing, and that's really, I don't think either side is really liking it. I think you think you're doing a good job, and I don't know if you really are. Commend you for trying to do it, but I don't know.
This is what Steve.
I feel like you're trying too hard to like give to either side, and it just doesn't look genuine. But that could be another thing.
Stephen A. Smith said, calling out Jasmine Crockett for calling out Donald Trump.
How Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done?
I mean, but she already is. You say get District of Texas? Isn't she already there?
As opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants. How much work goes into that?
I mean, it might be difficult to get things done if the things you want to get done, people don't want you to get done. So are you the impediment or are they? Right? I mean, it's probably both, right? You're probably impeding on things you don't agree with, and they're impeding on things that they don't agree with. It's not just a one-sided thing.
I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying that's the man in power.
It's not necessarily true, because you got to think about a lot of times, whether you agree or disagree, this is the job, right? Speaking, right? Public engagement and getting out there and reaching the people and talking to them and convincing people to vote a certain way. That's all these politicians' job. That's what they're trying to do, and speak up for what their constituents would want. And if they voted you into power, then majority of the people probably want you to do X, Y, and Z. Aren't you just doing what they want you to do? Like did they not know her narrative? Did they not know where she aligned herself politically and what she would fight for? And then you go in there and you do it and you talk about it and you try to get people riled up and on your side, especially because you are losing in every branch of government. You know, you're trying to do these things. Is that wrong to do though?
I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency.
What does willing to work with him looks like? And I know some people out there might like Trump, but I'm just saying from a perspective of somebody that you may feel is a danger to government, what would working for this person look like? Like, now we have to go along to get along. And that's not necessarily bad when you just say it like that, but it depends on who we're going along to get along with, right? If you look at somebody like, not saying Trump is Hitler, but if you look at a Hitler, does that work? And the reason I always go to these extremes is not to say the two are analogous. The reason I go to these extremes is so I could work backwards to get people to understand that there is a line, just where is it? It may not be Trump, but this statement of just, hey, we got to work this, get this to get that. No, like if certain people ain't working, then it ain't working. And I mean, that's what he wants too, right? Like he wants you to, hey, give in to me so I can maybe give you something. It's not guaranteed either. maybe I'll give you something, but give me something first. And again, this is supposed to be a check and balance system. Obviously, it's supposed to work together. It's not supposed to fight against each other, but it's not supposed to be this little bow down system. And hey, yes, I'll do this for you. You do this for me. And
Joe Manchin said he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent the people of West Virginia. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas.
but how you know she's not doing that by what she's saying? That could be exactly what the people of Texas want. And let's say they voted her in again. Then that's what they want, right? Then she is doing her job.
I don't know. Maybe that just sounds ignorant because it's so simple. But it ain't that damn complicated. We make it complicated.
But what if the things she want to get done and her constituency wants to get done is not something Trump is willing to do? It's not something that the other side of the aisle is willing to give. Then what? What do you do then? Then you get so frustrated because you can't get anything passed. And then what do? You come out like this, you go on talk shows and you talk about how bad the administration is. You talk about how hard it is to work with people on the other side of the aisle when they aren't given an inch. Then what do you want her to do? Oh, but you got to just be quiet and do what they want. Just keep going along. Like, where does this end?
Damn, it's frustrating. It really can be. But I felt compelled to come on the air a little bit earlier this week after what I've had to endure this weekend. What I had to endure this weekend were an abundance of people talking a whole lot of stuff about me because they did not like what I had to say about Representative Jasmine Crockett. She is a Democrat out of Texas.
You don't say.
Texas's 30th congressional district. Her work, and her verbiage and all of that stuff speaks for itself. And she has become, a big time public figure in essence, not just as a representative, but speaking out on a plethora of issues involving the current administration and the White House, et cetera, et cetera. And I made some noise last week because I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall to say this about Representative Crockett when talking about the state of our politics in the midst of a government shutdown, by the way, that has unfolded since October 1st. A brilliant black woman representing over 750,000 people is engaging in verbiage and rhetoric for the streets. And that's fine when you're in the streets. How many of y'all bring the streets to the table when you're at the negotiating table trying to get a deal done?
I mean, this is not the same. It's not the same. I get you trying to say they're trying to get a deal done, but she's clearly trying to rile up a base, right? Talk probably how she talked growing up, and it does generate to a younger audience. I mean, we're not gonna sit here and talk about Jasmine Crockett's fucking rhetoric when you got Donald Trump saying any fucking thing he wants, calling wives ugly, saying they look like dogs, he call it a nickname for everybody in the fucking world, saying he hate his fucking enemies. But Jasmine Crockett is who you point out in your show, bro. That's who you going for? Out of all the rhetoric that's being spewed, that's the person you go for?
Many of you are able to think that for a second that you're able to bring street verbiage to Capitol Hill and that's going to work for you. You literally have senators and congressional figures on Capitol Hill on the side of the Republicans telling the networks, whether it's Fox News, News Nation, or anybody else, please, please, please put her front and center on camera. Why would they do that? Because they know it wins for them.
So yeah, man, people didn't like how Stephen A. Smith was saying,
do it when everybody's coming out and happy to see her talking how she's talking and finally feel like some of these Democrats are fucking moving, are finally talking the talk and hopefully walking the walk. Good. Move these old school, old 89, 94 politicians falling over and can't get up, just falling and dropping out of nowhere, just blank staring in the abyss when asked the question, forget where they at. Like, just crazy shit going on. You got motherfuckers pulling up to Congress in wheelchairs or trying to make it out the hospital so they can get back and call a vote. Bro, what is going on? What is happening? Get out the way. Finally got somebody young and vibrant in there that's doing something, and now we want her to be muzzled. Oh, come on. It's a reason she's been so popular. It's a reason she's everywhere and you're hearing her voice everywhere. It's because of what she's saying. That's why you hear her name. You know how many Democrats is in the House of Representatives that you don't hear their name? Senators, you don't hear their names?
this is how you need to bow down to the white folks and stop talking that street rhetoric. And so, that just kind of caught people off guard, man. So I would like to highlight what comedian Godfrey had to say about the situation, guys.
You got to know how to talk to white folk. Jasmine Crockett, how dare you? You got to be nice to white folk. They don't like all that aggressive Negro antics. See the way I talk to white folk? I talk to them real good. I don't want to get daddy mad now. The President of the United States, he run a good country for us. Look at us. We's free. We eat food. We get to dance. We get TikTok. We can do Instagram. That's a good man. Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith. You at it again, man. ESPN, he talks his shit, always has talked his shit. Boisterous, loud. That's what he does. He criticizes whoever's in his goddamn path. That's what he does. There's sometimes I agree with him, but man, you be walking that line, boy, of coon and righteous. You be right in the middle. You be ruining. That's the new verb. When you're right on that edge. What you said about Jasmine Crockett, I don't agree with. Jasmine Crockett is qualified for what she does.
For sure.
She has earned her degrees. You don't have a degree in that. You're great at the sports. She don't try to correct you on how to talk about.
If I was taking shots, I would say, is Stephen A. even great at the sports stuff? He's been doing it a long time. I feel like, and it's not just Stephen A. I feel like a lot of these talk shows, I feel like a lot of them just say shit we already kind of know as like the average Joe. I don't even know if there's any more analytics that go into it. Like, if the Lakers team up with KD, they got a real good shot at winning the finals. Like, oh shit. Well, I mean, I guess, like, yeah, it's not a bad bet or some shit like that. Like, oh, if this person go here or they see OKC winning it all and they go, and even then, wait. Last year was a perfect example where OKC and Cleveland was murdering the league, right? They was killing stuff. But they still only talked about the Lakers. They still only talked about LeBron. They still talked about AD on the Mavericks. Why are we even talking about the Mavericks? And AD at that. Like, what are we talking about? The Lakers wasn't even winning with AD. And then he went somewhere else. We still talking about somebody who wasn't even winning. I don't even think I've heard about Indiana until they made it to the finals. And then when they lost, bye, Indiana. Like, y'all not really talking about the game, bro. Y'all not talking about it. Y'all not giving us any insight that we don't already see with our own two eyes when we watch the show. I'm just being honest.
Sports. And you're telling her how to talk to the president. How's she supposed to talk? She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She has more balls than most of these motherfuckers in the Democratic Party have. She speaks up for people's rights. She speaks up when she sees something wrong. She's calling it out the way Jasmine supposed to call it. That's the way she does it. I just don't like the way you're telling her how to talk. Her style is bad because she's right on point. She always has facts. She reads people. So what's the problem, Steve? Look at the way you talk about your sports. You're gonna tell me that I'm not talking here. I know him. And he is horrible. It was abysmal. That's you, man. No one's telling you how to do that. That's how you make your money, by using your style. Jasmine has her style, and I think it's wonderful and refreshing to strong black woman. Yo, man, you should be on her side. We should be protecting someone like Jasmine Crockett. Fuck that, right? I call her Jasmine the Rocket Crockett, man. The Rocket. You understand? You got to be protecting her. You kind of played her with that. Come on, Steve. Come on.
No, I agree. I agree with that video. I think Stephen A. is out of line with the Jasmine Crockett thing. I mean, bro, you just trying too hard to tiptoe that line, bro. Stop. It's not working. It's not a good look. And I don't think it's going to be particularly useful or helpful for you. But, I mean, you keep going, man. I mean, you've been pretty successful up to this point, so I'm sure you know way more than I do. But if you enjoy the content, and if you guys anything you want to add to this video, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, show me by hitting that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content. More videos to come.